In this video, we're going to cover freight brokerage cold calling. We're going to teach you what you need to say, how often you'll need to say it, and when you're going to need to follow up, along with the time frames you should expect it to take to close more customers this year. I'm Benjamin Kowalski with Freight 360, where we provide the latest transportation sales tips and training videos to help you reach your goals faster. If you're a fan of the content, please support us by crushing that like button below and sharing us with all of your colleagues. The most common reason brokers don't close customers is because they aren't prospecting correctly. It's not because they are necessarily calling the wrong shippers or prospects. And what do I mean by that? I mean that there are a lot of newer brokers that start prospecting the same way it's done in other sales professions. Specifically, sales professions that are B2C, business to consumers, like insurance, car sales, real estate, software, etc. And how do those professionals make their prospecting calls? They call a lot of individuals once or twice, and then they move to the next lead and move to the next lead in hopes that someone will need what they're selling. And this can be very effective. The reason it's effective is the way we purchase those products. We need a new car, so we go to a dealership and usually purchase one that weekend. Our insurance premiums go up last week. We get a cold call out of the blue from a local agent promising us better rates. We're gonna purchase our new insurance that week. We need to move, we'll say. You usually only have so much time, so you pick the best house that meets your criteria, you purchase it, and you move. This is drastically different than the way the freight brokerage and transportation industry operates. In our industry, every single prospect or shipper that has freight to move already has a relationship with another broker or brokers. Shippers aren't going to Google to search for a broker when the hot shipment comes along. Why? Because they can just email or call their contact and it's moved. They already have a team of trucking companies and usually a few brokers that are already there to support them. And they've known them better, longer, and have a proven track record with their company. That's a lot to overcome, right? Well, not really, and here's why. The only inevitability in trucking is that things are gonna go wrong. Things get held up at pickups and deliveries. Trucks break down, they run into severe weather, and the list goes on and on and on. And every single one of those instances occurs. That creates an opportunity for you to earn a spot on the shipper's team. So, how are you going to prospect to increase your odds of closing more customers? Well, we're going to spend much more time building rapport. So I want you to learn about your contacts' interests, their hobbies, their kids, how many kids they have, what are their weekend plans, what did they do last weekend, what are they doing over the holidays. Anything you can come up with to establish a personal connection. I want you to remember this. People do business with those they know, like, and trust. And if you haven't earned their trust or rapport, you haven't earned the right to discuss their business yet. Now I want to dig into expectations a little bit because these are also one of the biggest pitfalls with freight brokerage cold calling. Circling back to the business to consumer sales reps, most will expect to make enough calls to catch a prospect when they actually need what they're selling, right? But that doesn't work here because they already have a broker. So we have to expect it to take much longer with each prospect. And that is, the average customer is closed between the 8th and the 12th conversation. But the average new sales rep might only be calling any one prospect twice. So how in the hell are you supposed to close a customer on the 10th conversation if you gave up on the second? You won't. So spend more time developing the rapport and trust. If I'm on a call for 10 minutes with a prospect, 8 of those minutes are discussions around their personal interests, and the last 2 might be about business. Also, don't overstay your welcome. If you know you have to speak with them another handful of times, make sure that you end the call before the prospect does. This will make it much more likely that they don't avoid your phone number in the future. Think about it. If someone keeps you on the phone longer than you're comfortable and keeps calling you, how likely are you to ever pick up that phone again, right? If you extend your sales cycle to match the expectations of your customers, you will reduce your frustrations and increase your results. Add in some export rapport building, don't overstay your welcome, and you'll be on your way to closing more customers before you know it. For more tips and training, be sure to watch our weekly podcast on our channel and check out the description and the links for private coaching. Because remember, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.